All right. Good afternoon, class. Today is Thursday, June the 16th. This is our last and final class for the term and for the year. That's right. You're listening to PLAR History and Geography. Again, my name is Jonathan. I am your teacher for this course. We have made it. This is the end. We're at the end of week number 9. This is the last and final class for term 2B and pretty much the last class for the year before summer term starts for any of those IL students. So today, pretty straightforward. Over the next 60 minutes or so, we will do a bit of review. We'll talk about longitude and latitude once again, do a bit of review. We'll go over assignment number 16 questions. We'll do some of those questions together. And then near the end of the class, I will go over some expectations for those students who have not yet written the test or the exam. I'll give you the format for it, what you can expect, some sample questions that you can try, and then that'll be it. So pretty straightforward class. Again, no new content. We'll do a bit of review, and then we'll wrap things up and close it out for the term and for the year. Again, feel free to listen by radio or just call in the WASA studio if you want to call, participate, ask any questions. Again, feel free to get in touch with me. Feel free to give me a call during my office hours. I will be in office. All teachers and staff will be in office next week during our midweek, so we're still there. You can still submit your assignments and any of your outstanding work or your tests. But again, get them as soon as you can. So that way we can mark it, I can mark it, give you feedback, and then we can wrap up the year. Again, feel free to send me an email, same thing. Facebook, if you have any questions, you can ask me through that way as well. For any students who are taking, thank you, Tom. For any students who are taking PLAR, History and Geography over the summer term, you can still take the course through IL. We'll still offer it, just that it won't be any live classes. Hi there, Lillian.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I have received your geography assignments. I think I got it all the way up to assignment number 14. Did you see your mark that I posted on your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Yeah? Perfect. So I think it's great. No problems there. You're on the right track. No problems. All I'm missing still is assignment number 15.
Two more questions.
2 more questions and assignment number 16. So hopefully you can finish assignment number 15 right now or as soon as you can or as we progress throughout this course or after this course. That way you can submit that to me hopefully by this evening, tonight, or tomorrow. 2 more questions on assignment number 15, you said?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any questions with that?
No.
No? So you're able to find all the answers and questions and everything? Perfect. Good stuff. So then you just have to do assignment number 16, Lillian, which is on latitude and longitude. Pretty straightforward. That is all pretty much fill in the blank or multiple choice. That should take you no time at all. We'll do a few of those questions today live in class. We'll go over those questions on assignment number 16. Again, feel free to do those questions at the same time as we do it in class. All right there, Lillian? But you're so close. Hopefully you can write your tests hopefully by maybe tomorrow if you can. If not, early next week, like Monday or Tuesday, and then you will be done for this course. All right, so that is our goal and that is our focus. Again, class, if you would like a USB stick with all of the lessons videos and notes and content as you work with it over the summer IL course, again, let myself know or any of the other PLAR teachers know. We can send you a USB stick with all the lessons, notes, content absolutely for free. That way you can still work on it over summer. Again, we won't be offering any of the live PLAR courses on Smart Bridget, just to let everyone know. But again, feel free to continue to work on those assignments if you are not done. But again, our goal is to try to finish by the end of this week or early next week. That is our goal. Alrighty. Any questions before we do a bit of review today? Again, just a reminder, no new content. Today is the unofficial last day to submit any work. Sorry, that's tomorrow, sorry, the 17th. Tomorrow's the unofficial day to submit any work. So again, try really hard to get those outstanding assignments submitted in to your teachers as soon as you can. All right? Good stuff, class. All right, let's do a bit of review of what we talked about last class. I won't take too long. Then we'll do a bit of the questions on assignment number 16 together. Then perhaps we might do a bit of a music break. And then we'll go over expectation for the test and exam at the end. Again, if you have any questions, class, feel free to just interrupt me, speak into your microphone, write it on the screen, type it out. Many ways to engage and interact as well. So last class, we pretty much wrapped things up by looking at latitude and longitude. Again, you can find all that on page 72 in your textbook. '72 to '73, perhaps '74 as well. So all you need is just a few pages. All you need for latitude and longitude. Again, our learning goals from last class was students would be able to locate major topographical features on a map, but more specifically, latitude and longitude lines, know where the equator is and why that's significant, and locate the prime meridian and why that's significant as well. Don't need to go over that slide. Don't need to go over that slide again either. We can start from over here with directions. Again, it's important that we know our sense of directions, mainly the four cardinal directions. Again, that's simply just north, east, south, west. We don't need to know northeast, southeast, northwest, or any of those in-between directions, but simply just north, east, southwest. Note where which one is pointing. Again, pointing upwards, north, to the right, east, to the bottom, south, to the left, west. Okay, if you have a hard time remember our directions, again, I want an acronym on our screen. Never eat shredded wheats. There's many other acronyms too that can help us to remember. But again, we just need to know where north, east, south, west are in terms of our directions. But mainly just north and south lines, which is vertical lines, and east to west lines, which is our horizontal lines. But again, our sense of directions are really important. Again, the equator, again, is the imaginary line that goes across the middle of the map of the globe. It goes across horizontally, not vertical, but horizontally, right across the middle. Okay, right across the middle. Again, it's not a physical line that's there on a map on a globe or we can go visit it, but it's just an imaginary line that goes across the middle of the earth, of the globe, as an indication, as a starting point in a way, but it is a horizontal line, horizontal. Whereas the prime meridian is pretty much the opposite. It is also an imaginary line that goes across the earth and the globe, but it is a vertical line. It goes up and down, straight line across the earth at the globe. You could say that it starts from the North Pole all the way down across the South Pole, but it is the imaginary line that is vertical, okay, vertical, up and down, across the globe. That's pretty much it. Equator, prime meridian, middle, horizontal, and vertical. Then we looking at latitude, going back to a horizontal line. Again, latitude are lines that are parallel, which means that they have the same distance apart. They are horizontal line, which means they are lines that go from east to west or west to east. And the purpose of latitude lines are to use to measure how far you are the distance north or south of the equator. So think of the equator as the starting point. As we go further up, it measures how far you are north away from the equator, or if we're going below the equator, how far south you are from the equator. Pretty much it. Okay. But again, latitude, think of lats for flat. Okay, any flat lines you see, boom, there are latitude lines. Okay, that's how we differentiate the difference between latitude and longitude. If you have a hard time remembering, again, think of lat for flat. Any flat lines, latitude, or any horizontal line are latitude. Again, its purpose is to use to measure the distance north or south of the equator. Latitude, latitude. Again, more pictures of latitude. Again, simple, straight, horizontal lines, same distance apart in terms of measuring in degrees. Again, picture a ladder. Okay, the steps on a ladder can be a symbol of latitude lines. Okay, latitude lines. Latitude lines. And longitude. Longitude. Bit different, but pretty much the same principle. However, they are not the same distance apart. Why is that, you may ask? Well, they start at the pole. North Pole or South Pole, hence why they're not parallel, not the same distance apart. You can call them vertical lines, but they are used to measure the distance, how far you are east or west of the prime meridian. Again, as we go further away, east or west, based on latitude lines. Again, more pictures to illustrate. Think of a ladder once again, the legs on a ladder. Again, we can use that as a metaphor towards longitude. But again, it's measure how far you are east or west of the prime meridian. As you go further away, it's increase in degrees, increase in value. Any questions with that? Again, don't get too confused. I know that a lot of students do know the difference between longitude and latitude and how we measure it and how we find it and how we locate our map. But at times we do get confused as to which lines are which. But again, think of lat for flat, any flat lines, latitude. If it's not a flat line, think of longitude, longitude. Again, more pictures, more illustrations to explain the difference. So again, on this one, latitude, any flat lines, measures how far you are north or south of the equator. Whereas this picture right here, notice that it starts at the pole and goes all the way down towards the south pole. Again, these are longitude lines, and they measure how far you are away of the prime meridian. Again, the equator, again, in terms of math, we can link that to the x-axis, whereas the prime meridian, we can link that to the y-axis if we want to integrate any of our background math knowledge as well. So as we put it onto our map with longitude and latitude, it can look something like this. We can zoom in, zoom out, give or take. But again, latitude and longitude are measured in degrees. Again, as we go further away, it increases in value. So again, anything above the equator is north, and then below the equator is south. Again, anything on the right-hand side of the prime meridian is east, and on the other side is west. Hence why knowing our directions is critical, so we can measure which lines are which. So we know that latitude can be measured in north and south, whereas longitude are measured in east and west. That's how it helped us to remember. So when located and pinpointed down a specific point on a map on a globe, we write it in terms of latitude and longitude, but how we write it is pretty significant as well. We write latitude first, followed by longitude. If you write the opposite, longitude and latitude, you won't get full marks because it's incorrect. So again, make sure it's written in latitude, followed by longitude. Again, how we remember, again, latitude is either north or south, followed by east or west. If we write it as east or west, followed by north or south, again, we're incorrect because it's not the proper way of writing latitude and longitude. So again, just keep that in mind as to which is which. So again, latitude has to be north or south, whereas longitude has to be east or west. Can't go the other way around, just not the way it's supposed to be. And then last I'll get the example. Again, it tells you more of that in the textbook. Again, have to write latitude first, followed by longitude. And that's pretty much it in terms of latitude and longitude. All right, let's get to assignment number 16. So if you're still there with us, Lillian, if you want, you can turn to assignment number 16 in your workbook. And in class, you can do that at the same time. So if you want, you can turn to assignment number 16 in your workbook, and we'll go over some of these questions together, and perhaps we'll do some of them even together as well. So in regards to assignment number 16, hopefully everyone has it to that page. You need this map. Okay. You need this map in your workbook in order to answer questions in regards to assignment number 16. Again, we will refer to that map as we go over these questions. So assignment number 16 is pretty straightforward. Again, all it is just fill in a blank or multiple choice. Again, we'll go over some of these questions together in class, so that there's no surprises. So question number 1 simply asks, lines of latitude on the globe shows what? Okay, keyword here is latitude on a globe shows what? And then you read the statement A, B, or C, and then you pick the correct statement that follows or corresponds to that statement. So lines of latitude on a globe shows what? The location of a place, B, the distance east or west of the prime meridian, or the distance north or south of the equator? So think about that for a moment. Lines of latitude on globe shows what? The location of a place, of places, or B, the distance east or west of the prime meridian, or C, the distance north or south of the equator. If you go back a few slides, remember how I mentioned that latitude are used to measure in north or south? So if you go back to that page, it has to be number C. So latitude lines on a map shows the distance, how far you are north or south of the equator. Okay, not the prime meridian, but the equator. How far you are north or south of the equator. Question number 2. Lines of latitude on a globe shows what? A, the location of a place. B, the distance east or west of the prime meridian. Or C, the distance north or south of the equator. Again, it can't be C because it doesn't measure the equator. In this case, it has to be B. We know that longitude measures how far you're east or west of the prime meridian. Okay? Any confusions? Any questions there, class? Again, once we understand latitude and longitude and we're able to identify the difference, it all comes together. Alright, number 3. Lines of latitude are also called parallel lines because they either A, never meet, B, meet at the poles, or C, meet at the prime meridian. Parallel. So parallel, again, same distance apart. And these are parallel line. Again, it could be vertical too, it doesn't matter. But they're the same distance apart. Okay? So is it either A, they never meet, B, meet at the poles, the North Pole, or C, meet at the prime meridian? Alright, based on my illustrations, do these lines meet? Yes or no? What do you think? Well, if you say no, you're correct because they never meet. So in this case, it has to be A. It has to be A. So put the correct letter in the box. Question number 4. The total measurements in degrees around the Earth is simply 360, which is C. I did the math on the screen. We can go with 90 times 4, or 90 plus 90 plus 180. But again, if you go back a few slides, again, each quadrant is equals towards 90. So we go all the way across, that is 180. Again, each quadrant is 90 degrees. Again, note the values on this map. But again, it is 360. Question number 5, the expression 60 degrees west indicates what? Is it A, a line of latitude, B, a line of longitude, or C, the prime meridian? 60 degrees west. What do you think, class? What do you think, Lillian? 60 degrees west. Is it latitude, longitude, or prime meridian? Again, based on what we talked about, what we have learned, we know that latitude measures north and south. Longitude measures east and west. And this is west, so it has to be what? Which one was it, Lillian?
B.
B, you are correct. Good. Again, we know that's 60 degrees west, which means that it has to be west, and it has to be measuring longitude lines. So it has to be B. You are correct. Okay, so those are just multiple choice, straightforward right there. Now on the next page, this is where you actually have to refer to that map that I was talking about on the previous page. So on the next page, as you flip over to the second page on assignment number 16, you will need this map because it has points that will help us explain the questions. So look at a few of these questions. We'll do some of it together, and then the class can do the rest on their own. Number 6. The line of latitude that goes across Australia is labeled what? So if we go back to a map and look at Australia, which is right here, what is the line that goes across Australia? What is the line that goes across Australia? Well, it has to be this line. We're talking about this line. What is this line in terms of degrees? Again, my map cuts that off. But if you have in your textbook, if this is 60, it has to be 30 degrees south. Does that make sense? The line that goes across Australia, which is this imaginary line, it is 30 degrees south. 30 degrees south. Number 7, the expression 90 degrees north is located where? This is kind of unclear. I have North Pole on my answer. So again, if we go back to your map, 90 degrees north. Can anyone point to me where 90 degrees north is on this map? Can you point to it for me, Lillian? Where's 90 degrees north? You can use your pen. You can use your mouse or circle it. Where is 90 degrees north on this map? Again, this map is on page 47 in your textbook. Where is 90 degrees north?
North Pole.
North Pole. Good stuff. Again, if you look at our map, we know that 90 degrees north is right here. Again, it simply could be the North Pole. It doesn't say North Pole on the map, but we can use our additional background content to say North Pole or the top of the globe. Any of those answers will be acceptable for me. So 9 degrees north, North Pole. Good stuff. Good job, Lillian. 9 North Pole. And I think I did one more example, number 8 on my screen. So we'll do that. So number 8, as the line of latitude, the line of longitude, keyword longitude, passes through the middle of South America is labeled what? So again, we go back to a map. Again, we're looking at South America. Where is South America? Can everyone point to it? Right here, this is South America, right below us. And the question asks the line of longitude that goes through the middle of South America. Does anyone know the answer? Can anyone point towards that line? The line of longitude that goes across the middle of South America. Well, it can't be this line because it doesn't go through the middle. It can't be this line either because it goes through, but it has to be this line. In other words, the line of longitude that goes through the middle of South America is 60 degrees west. Not east, but 60 degrees west. In other words, you're just simply fill in a blank and write in 60 degrees west. Makes sense? And then it's question 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Again, they're just fill in the blank. So about class, you can try that. So question number 9 simply asks, the southernmost tip of Africa lies between two lines of latitude. Two lines of latitude. Okay, so we're looking at Africa. And the two most southern lines that goes towards latitude. Okay, so let's go back to map. Hopefully we'll go find that. So again, Africa, right here. And we're looking for the two lines of latitude. Two lines of latitude. Give or take. Okay. Southernmost tip. That line. Alright. Again, you can go back and look for that one. I'm not going to tell the answer, but you can find it. So it has to be either north or south or east or west. Okay, hint, hint right there. Locate point B on the map. So again, you'll go back towards the map, find point B. Where's point B? Oh, point B is right here. Again, write the latitude and longitude of point B. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so look at the lines that goes through point B. Okay, look at the latitude line first. Then look at the longitude line and write those degrees. And again, it has to be north or south something. Pick one. Or east or west something. Okay, I'm looking for 2 degrees. Again, number 11, 30 degrees north, 150 degrees east. What point is that? So again, let's go back to map, locate 30 degrees north, which is this line right here, and 150 east, which is way over here somewhere. Hint, hint. And where is that point? Okay, again, the map in your textbook is a much clearer one compared to mine. So again, it's not cut off like mine, so you should be able to find it as well. Again, same thing for number 12, 130 degrees north, 150 degrees west. Again, locate that point. Is it A, B, C, or D? And write the point for A in terms of latitude and longitude. Again, it has to be north or south of something, or east or west of something. Alright, so that right there, class, is your last assignment for PLAR History and Geography, assignment number 16. Again, all of this is just multiple choice and fill in a blank. We pretty much did half of the assignment together. Again, there are a few questions left that you can try on your own as well. Okay? Any questions about assignment 16? Any questions about latitude and longitude? Any questions there, Lillian?
No.
No? All makes sense? Good stuff, good stuff. So we're gonna have a quick music break for about 4 minutes or so. And then once we come back after a short little break, I will go over some expectations, some sample questions for the test. So while we're on our music break, continue to work on assignment number 16 if you like. Finish other outstanding assignments. And then once we come back in about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll wrap up the course, look at some example questions for the test exam, and then we'll close things out. Okay, so we'll be back after this music break. All right, class, welcome back after that short little music break. Hope you're still there with us. Lillian, are you still there with us?
Yeah.
Perfect, good stuff. All right, so hopefully, Lillian, you can finish up assignment number 16. You can finish up the last two questions you have to do for assignment 15, and then that's it. Then you'll be eligible to write the tests, and then this course will be all done, all done. Okay, so continue to work hard on those. And again, hopefully when you're all done, get that to me as soon as you can. That way I can mark it, give you feedback, and then you can write your test as soon as you can. All right, class? So class, since today's the last class, last day of the term, pretty much the last class in the year, we're gonna close things out right now. So for those who have been following along, again, we have all students who are at different stages, whether you're brand new or just starting, halfway or almost done. Again, to be eligible to write the test or the exam, you must complete all of your assignments, whether it's the history or geography, before I can give you the green light to write the test or the exam. Okay, so again, you cannot just be like, oh, I don't want to do assignment number 3, for example. Again, you must try and attempt all questions. And once I get an indication that you're ready or feel comfortable, then I can send the test to your DC. Then you correct it at your learning center. So again, just a reminder for history, there are 8 assignments. We started looking at Canada in the early 1900s, and we worked our way all the way towards modern day. Again, we looked at the First World War, 20s and 30s, Second World War, what happened after the Second World War, the Revolution period in the province of Quebec, and the Constitution Act of Canada, and we also integrated a bit of Indigenous content as well. So again, all these assignments must be done if you want to be able to write the history test. Okay. Same thing for geography, okay, class? Again, all 8 assignments, assignment 9 to number 16, must be completed or attempted to an extent before I can give you the green light, before you can write the test or the exam. Again, just to recap, geography, we looked at human geography, and then we looked at physical geography. Again, we looked at NAFTA, economics, urbanism, military geography. Then we looked at physical geography. We looked at Canadian landscape. Looked at different ecosystems, climate, weather. We looked at current factors such as climate change, global warming. We talked about protection, conservation, sustainable living, and then we wrap things up by looking at latitude and longitude on a map. So again, all these assignments must be attempted, completed before you can write the test. Again, note that each assignments are different in values. Okay. So your test or your exam. So again, some students may just need half the course. Some students may only need history. Some students may only need geography, or some students may need both. Okay, wherever that case may be, the format of the test or exam is exactly the same thing. You have 1 hour-ish or so, give or take, to write each test. Since this is history and geography, the social studies component, there are 2 tests, a test for each subject. Okay, so they're an hour each. Unless you're writing both sections at the same time, it is 2 hours. Okay, so keep that in mind. It is closed book, pretty straightforward, which means that you cannot use your notes, you cannot Google the answer, or use any other textbook or any other materials as you're writing the exam or test. It is closed book, no notes allowed. Again, that's pretty standard, no surprises there. The test or the exam is supervised by your DC. That is why it is important once I give you the green light, you talk to your DC and let them know when you want to write the test, what day and what time works best, so that guys can arrange an appointment with your DC. That way I can send their test to your DC, they can print it off or whatnot and have it ready for you. But again, your test will be supervised by your DC at your learning center in your community. Hence why it is written at the Learn Center in your community. However, if you're in Sioux Lookout, in town, again, make an appointment with me, your teacher, Jonathan. Again, anytime of the day of the week. You can swing by our office on Front Street, located next by the post office. You can come in, I have a quiet spot for you. Again, you can simply write the test in our office. Same thing. No use of mobile devices. Again, nothing new there, pretty standard across the board. Again, you can't have your phone on you, you can't make any phone calls or text anyone or any Google the answers or whatnot. Again, that's pretty straightforward. The test exam is a pass or fail situation. What does that mean, Jonathan? Well, all you need, in other words, is 50% or higher in order to pass the test. Or below it, you will fail. Again, I don't like to use the word pass or fail. It's on here, but I like to use the word complete or incomplete. So again, if you get 50% or higher on your test, boom, you will complete it, and you will get your credit as you need it. However, if we are unsuccessful the first time, it's not the end of the world, okay, class? You do have a second opportunity to write it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so again, don't freak out, don't get stressed out. The test or the exam is nothing difficult, no surprises. All of the knowledge and contents have been covered. So if you have done extremely well on your assignments, there shouldn't be any problems, any difficulties. Again, what matters the most here is the mark on your final test or exam. Again, that is the final mark. Again, your assignments are just an indication of if you're ready to write it, but your final mark would be based on the test or the exam. Again, all you need is just simply 50% or higher to complete it. And again, like I said, if you're unsuccessful the first time, it's not the end of the world. You do have a second opportunity to write it, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Any questions about the tests? Again, closed book, no mobile devices. You have to write it at the Learning Center, supervised by your DC. Again, you can't just take it home and write it. It's a closed book. Again, pretty straightforward right there. Again, some students have already written one portion of the exam and test, and they already have a good indication of what to expect. Again, this is a similar format for all PLAR subjects. So again, pretty straightforward. No surprises right there. So as promised, class, let's go over some examples of what you can expect on writing the history, geography, PLAR section, social studies component tests. Let's get to that right now. The history and geography is exactly the same thing. The practice test or exam is not in your workbook. If you want a copy of the sample test or exam, again, let your DC know, let me know. That way I can send it off. You can try, you can practice it, prepare it, and go from there. Again, do study a little bit. Again, even though the test exam is nothing difficult, please make the time to review your content and study a bit. But for the most part, the test or exam, they're giving it. There's an article, a passage that you have to read. and then simply just have to find the answer and answer the questions that follow. Okay, for example, there's an article right here on my screen talks about the Great Depression that took place in the 20s and the 30s, mainly the 30s, but late 20s and early 30s. Again, all the answers can be found in the article or in the text. Okay, even when you read a question and you don't know the answers are all in the text. Again, no surprises, all the answers right there. So all you have to do is just read it. Again, find the answer, highlight it, circle it, underline it, and then answer the questions that follow. Okay, when did the New York stock market crash? By 1922, what three countries produced the most amount of wheats? As Canada. Question number 3, how did grasshoppers contributed to the Great Depression? Stuff like that. Okay, these are not the exact questions you will see on your exam. These are just sample questions. But again, you get the idea of all you have to do is just answer the questions that follow. Okay, again, what I'm looking for, again, it's the same thing. Detailed, full, complete sentences, details, explain your thinking. If it asks for your opinion, let me know what you think. I think this because I agree with it because I disagree with it because, and then give facts and details to support your answer. Okay? So again, history and geography is the exact same thing. Again, all you have to do is just read it. Read the article that's given to you. Pretty straightforward. Just skim through it, read it, find the answers. All the answers are there. Okay, even if you don't know the answer, it's all there. Go find it. Okay, we have the tools, we have the knowledge, we have the skills now. Okay, but again, same thing whether it's history, geography. You read the article, the passage that is given. You answer the questions that are followed in full, complete sentences and details. All that. Again, as long as you attempt it, you should be able to get partial marks. Again, all we need is just 50% or higher in order to complete the test. Okay, and that right there, class, is pretty much like the format for the history and geography PLAR test exams. Are there any questions? Again, if you would like a copy of the sample test, let me know. I can send it to you, give it to your DC. You can try, you can practice it. But again, all the answers are in there. Again, all the answers, or pretty much what we talked about throughout this course, is just right there. Okay? And that pretty much wrap things up, class. Again, are there any questions? Questions there, Lillian? Did you finish assignment 15 or 16 for me yet?
15.
15? You still
Question.
one question, or which question are you stuck on?
7.
Question 7? Alright. Let me turn to that question. Okay. Question number 7 out of 3 marks. List 3 laws you would create to help cut down pollution. So if you had power and able to create laws in your community of Waterman, what would you do to help cut down pollution? It's pretty much what the question is asking. Give me 3 laws you would do to help cut down pollution. For example, you can say carpooling has to be mandatory, or people have to drive less based on these hours restrictions, something like that. Okay, but it has to relate back to air pollution. So what 3 laws that you would create to help cut down on air pollution? Does that make sense there, Lyndon?
Yeah.
So again, there's no right or wrong answer, as long as it makes sense. It helps reduce air pollution. You get full marks. So again, you can be like, carpooling has to be mandatory between these hours. People can't drive their cars because of these reasons, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Again, there's no right or wrong answer. You can be creative. But again, what 3 laws that you would create to help cut down on air pollution? Or to say each family can only have one car. Uh, we have to use public transportation, give or take, stuff like that. Or we can't burn as much fossil fuel, for example. Stuff like that help cut down air pollution. Okay. Any other questions that you're stuck on or need help on, Lillian?
No.
No? Yeah, that makes sense so far? So question 6, question 5, water, land pollution, that chart, fill in the blank, that all makes sense? Good stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can get that to me as soon as you can. Maybe tomorrow, that would be nice. But not early next week would be great. And then we can make a little schedule and then I'll send your geography test to DC and then you can write that. And then I can mark that hopefully before the end of next week. If not, then I can't mark it because I'm not there. We'll just have to wait till September, but that is our goal, okay?
Okay.
Good stuff there, Lillian. All right, class, are there any last questions, comments, concerns before we close it out?
How about on Monday, can I
What was that? Monday?
do my test on Monday?
Yeah, you can write a test on Monday.
Okay.
So, like I said, if you get the assignment 15 and 16 by tomorrow, I can mark it.
Or this evening?
Or this evening, that's great too. Then I'll mark it first thing tomorrow morning. And then I will send an email to DC. I will send that test, and then you can write it anytime you like on Monday. Then fax it, scan it back to me, and I'll mark it hopefully that same day, if not Tuesday the latest. Okay? But I do notice you're working hard, Lillian. You're almost there. You're so close. Again, we want to finish as soon as possible. Okay, so good stuff, okay? If you have any more questions, class or Lillian, just give me a call or send me a message on Facebook. Again, and I will post your mark on your Facebook page. All right there, Lillian?
Okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, class. Thank you so much. This has been a great year. We'll do it all again from the top in September. Other than that, have a safe, fun summer in your community. Or if you're traveling, be safe. Have fun with your family and friends. And we'll do it all over again in September. Thank you and take care.